Hey everyone, welcome back to Small So Dungeon. So we're starting in an interesting situation, and what I want to try and see if we can figure out today is a way to optimize mining. So we finally stocked up enough credits to unlock the janitor, and of course we're going to spend the majority of it farming uranium. So the big thing is the different ore tiers have slightly different HP pools. So these would be considered the strongest enemies. And then whatever this is, I think iron and gold, and then copper, it's only 5. Is this iron? There's definitely 3 tiers, or 4 tiers. There's ones that have 5 HP, and obviously you can use pickaxe to delete. And then the second tier and third tier, which is 10 and 15 HP. I know gold has 15, I've seen that. And then uranium and platinum both have 20 HP each. So if we can work out a way to prioritize mining things first, we can then combo that with the chef's souffle. I think it's the magma or lava souffle, which increases the amount the ore actually drops. So the overall strategy will hopefully be we can take care of the strongest ore and then use, for instance, the dark mage or anything with the phantasmal claw to finish off the rest. The other thing we're just going to talk about, if I clear all these, we are in a mine shaft, is the transmute. So transmute by itself obviously will help you gain a lot of ore, but it's not substantial, especially because you can't control what ore you're getting. Like for instance, if it worked in a sense that the stronger the enemy you transformed, the better chance of it being X ore would be great. As you can see, we can't change mini bosses, and we can't change more than 1 enemy. So if there's 2 enemies, the first one will be transmuted, which is fine. The second one will flag that resist again. It doesn't really matter. The only good thing is this ore will stay permanent, meaning if you have your script set up in a way that deals with the enemies before ores, as long as you transmute one, it won't progress if there's any natural ore generated. See if we can find one. But I do just want to see what's... So I don't think... we did get gold. It must just be random, which has been unfortunate. Because if there's a way to essentially, like I said, control it and prioritize getting uranium or platinum, which would be the godsend, then we'd look into doing that. Doesn't really matter what we got. So, the main argument is whether or not the one less accessory slot with the miner's inbuilt 25 ore find is worthwhile. So again, ore find caps at I think it's 100 or so, which is a 20% chance to find ore. The only thing it then affects is the chance of what ore node. So the higher your ore, just like item find, the greater the chance of better ore. So you do want to try and stack as much as possible. But we do want the chef. The chef is the main character, and like I said, we're going to be running this one, magma souffle. So the next ore vein produces 1+ resource. So max 5. I assume this means you can only use it 5 times in a round. So the script I want to try and see if I can set up is obviously getting the chef to act 5 times, and then having the miners or whatever deal with the ore. And the best way around this is to not actually use the Thorbacks pick. Since the Thorbacks pick one-shots ore, it kind of messes up any form of counter mechanism you can create. Because the big thing is we have to figure out a counter mechanism to count out the chef's 5. As you saw, uranium has 20 HP. So with a normal miner's pickaxe attack, it deals 5 damage, meaning you can get 4 turns out of uranium, which is almost to the cap of the chef's magma souffle. Just whether or not we can somehow squeeze that 1 extra turn into it, whether that's with slow stones or the speed trinkets, if it will work out. Because I know at some point this gives them an extra turn. That's a thing we just have to experiment with. The main thing, though, that I do need to see is we'll just make a new script. We'll call it mining. I will try to mesh this into our one script. Again, I think that's just the best way to do it, is to try and have a one universal script. But what we're looking at is this enemy. So we've got enemy weakest. Means that we'll deal with the lesser ores first. Doesn't look like we have a greatest, and HP is percentage based. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna look through these and see what I can come up with. So this is the first thing I want to try, and I'm highly doubtful it will work, but if it did, it would save a lot of trouble. So we've just made a priority list for the different ranks of enemies. So it's dungeon boss, boss, mini boss, normal. I assume all ore is considered normal or less. So I don't think it will differentiate, but I will find a mineshaft and we'll see how our miner operates. Right, so here we are. The chef is gonna operate. I should have kicked him, but it's fine. So if we turn auto on, is he going to just prioritize the top ore? Because that's the general attack pattern, is they just 1, 2, 3, 4, so to speak. Or will he go for... Well, this doesn't really work either, because they are still the priority. Yeah. So he's still only attacking that one. If we were to clear it... No, this doesn't work. I'm going to look for another mineshaft, one that does have suitable ore positioning. Okay, so this one should work. So technically the gold should be the highest rank if they were to have rankings, because again, that HP disparity is what we're looking at. But yeah, so I didn't think that would work. Not too bad. Just good to obviously trial and error, get things out of the way. So what else do we have? We have HP, we have weakest. So I doubt weakest might work. Weakest might just play off of the HP pool, and we'd have to create like a negative feedback loop, which I don't think is possible, because we don't want to beat the weakest one first. The only other thing I could think of is to really go deep on the chef. And if we did say prioritize the weakest, and it does work off of HP pools as like the main stat to determine it, means they should always go for ore, because ore is far below any of the enemy types. If we don't use the throwback pick and just use, say, basic attacks, it means each ore is going to take way more than 5 turns, which is fine. It means we get max souffle. The question is A, does the chef souffle reset once you consume it? And B, exactly how much time is it going to take? So we'll leave it on weakest. We'll grab out our souffle. I'm going to put a slow stone on him because I don't really want him going first. And we'll try and find a mineshaft. And we can see if it'll work. The other thing is transmuting. So transmute 1, and then if we're on weakest, well, I can just check that with transmute actually, which makes it really good. So if we go to 100, so all I want to see, turn auto off. You're still going. Oh, you're at 51, right? Because they made him quicker than the Dark Lord. So anyway, if we transmute you, no, we need. Well, I'm doing this wrong. Next ore, and I need to count his stacks. Okay, so this is reset. That's 1 stack. You're the lowest on the list. 2 stacks. Let's see if the miner goes after the ore. He does not. He counted that one as weakest. The weakest doesn't work, but we're at 3 stacks. 4 stacks. 5 stacks. Because he still uses it. It's fine. Maybe the max 5 is the amount this node can drop. So if we really slow it down, the issue is we're going to really run through the chef's resources. So if we use pickaxe, uranium nodes we get 4 ticks out of, which I guess is better than nothing. But the comp only really works then if we only use 1 miner. So we'd use 4 dummy characters who are just set to defend, and then the miner would hopefully try and clear everything. If we put the Phantasmal Claw on any one of them to clear out normal enemies, that'd still work. The ore would go 1 down, so we would still get 4 turns for uranium. So yeah, so that would be fine too. So I think that's going to be the go, unless we can work out a different way to prioritize attacking ore. Besides just, obviously, is it ore? I mean, the is it ore would work still, but again, it's just going to consume so many resources if we just have the miner slowly tick away, even at 6. No, so with the chef and miners, we're still using 5 miners, which is equivalent to 1 pickaxe. So that doesn't matter. It's just quicker to use the miner's pickaxe ability than to have 5 of them attack. Unless we used Phantasmal Claw on all of them, then they'd all be dealing 1, so it'd be 5 times 5, so it'd be 25 damage spread across. So it'd be 5 just to everything. So just, we'd lose souffles, but we'd also minimize that. The main concern is, obviously, the weaker ores are going to be destroyed first, and that will probably clear the souffle stacks. If it was a bit more transparent, because right now, there's lots of different ways you could take this. Max 5 could be it stacks to 5, or max 5 could be the ore can only drop a maximum of 5, or it could also just be 5 uses per combat. And I would argue against that one, because then I would assume they would have written a way for it to stop using and not just stack on. I would bet my money on it being that it's just stacks to 5, and then anything after that doesn't work. So, chef, 1 miner, and then probably 4 dummy characters that we can put. We do lose the ore find though, which is unfortunate. There's no way to, obviously, unless we put... No, because I can't even put the soda script on a position. And as we tried before, I can't get self in position to work. I don't know why. But anyway, we'll tinker around with the soda script, and then we'll give it a proper go. Scratch that. I'm going to go with 4 miners and have them default attack, because 4 times 5 is 20, so we should get 5 ticks of the souffle for every uranium ore. We're seriously just going to demolish our resource collection for the chef though. So here's what I've come up with. We're going to try the position. I don't think it will work. I hopefully am going to be happily surprised. Essentially, transmute is an ore, that's the cliche one. And then here, we've got enemy is an ore, it's going to default attack. So this is going to prioritize clearing out the normal mobs, and just passively, without any group attacks or damage to the ore. This does mean we won't be able to get a natural ore nodes most of the time. Sometime we will be able to, it all depends which enemy is transmuted. If I could prioritize, obviously, the latest enemy, then we could make it farm natural ore, but there is no way to double that up, otherwise without it again just looping back into transmute. And then this self, so position 6, which is our 1 dud character, hopefully means that they will clear the enemy and then defend, so they'll help clear the enemy. Once there's no enemy, there's only ore left, they should defend, and then our miners can go to work on the normal ore. In that time, the chef will cap out souffle each time, and we should be fine. I assume the is ore will prioritize the same ones as well, meaning their damage is not spread. If the damage is spread, then we're definitely going to run into issues. Before, obviously, I just spam my credits, we're going to test it out. So I will do all the equipment, save it, and then we'll get to it. Okay, I think we're good to go. So I've opted to use the Dark Lord instead of the Tavern Owner, mainly because he can deal with the janitors. Once we unlock the janitor and can stop the awful janitor encounters and free up the 2 inventory slots, so much better. Also gone for the Gravedigger shovel for just the extra gold, I guess. Soda Stein, might as well grab some passive relic levels. Well, that makes a huge difference, because one out, and we're in the thousands, tens of thousands now, is not going to be substantial, and it does kind of mess up my symmetry. If I was you, I would use the soda sign, especially because that's the 19%. I mean, 589 becomes 573. So yeah, if you're not OCD, use it. If you're OCD, use, I don't know, the Midas Sword for gold. But other than that, it should hopefully work. I did test it out, but we'll go through it properly now. So I'll just reset this. I need to. Nope, I need to get you to 10, 15, 25, 50. Where's my, oh, there's no 50. 100,000. Okay. None of these were hit. They're all at 2,000. Cool, cool. Nothing else. Alright. Okay, back to it. So, it doesn't really matter where we'll start, because we're showing it off before we actually use the credits. So we hop in. Souffle clears out 2 enemies, so we get the Mineshaft, the Dark Lord's defending. Thank God the position works now. I'd have to look into why I messed it up. And of course, we're getting our maximum Souffle stacks. So it means every ore node is going to drop 5 gold. So all the enemies get cleared, and then we get to mining. And it's just going to be a slow process. But it should obviously maximize the amount of ore we're getting. You could swap the Dark Lord to another miner. I think overall that would be the better play, just for the extra ore find. The only issue is, of course, the slots, since we are doing this dual purpose and trying to grind out the janitor. But anyway, everything works, which is great. I think we did, what, 3 ore nodes, 2 ore nodes there, and we got 12 gold, so definitely a substantial amount, and then 6 silver. That's what it is, silver. We are capped out on silver, aren't we? 999. I should make everything into bars. I do have to work out what the chef can consume. Okay, crafts all. So definitely stone, leather, all the lesser ores. You can go ahead and make him eat. Even gold at this point. The gem's obviously not. How many rubies do we still have? 999. These smell platinum, actually, more than I realized. And then these two, the sad little things. But hopefully we should get tons. Okay, so we can finally use our credits. We'll just make sure the ingredient list is set well. So you can definitely use pelts. You can't select iron, that's fine. What are these low tier resources that I don't have? Stone, yep, you can eat. Ugh. Well, I guess it is magma souffle. Scales might as well. Essentially just really anything. Because we're not glass shards, I know they're crafting, same with demonic fragments, although they're all in 999. I mean, we don't use the chef much, it won't take long to recoup, I guess. We might as well just... because we will. I guarantee you we will burn through a ton of resources, just even one grindy bit. Demon horns, yeah, sure, just snap on everything. If we need it, we can farm it. We're pretty much done the crafting phase anyway. 999, everything else. Cool, so we've got everything available to him. I think if I rehire, it might show the right number. Yeah, so we've got 371,000 uses. It uses 4 ingredients. Oh, sketchy. So we have 75,000 uses. Yeah, this is going to be done in like one run. Let's do the math. It'll work out to around 3,000 mine shafts. We get them. So mine shafts now. Healing fairies I'm not going to really worry about. Yeah, no, because we're just going for all. We're going to start at 100,000, and I think I'm just going to use 100,000 credits, or even 10,000. We'll use this as like a little measurement. It still probably will take, yeah, a little bit. So, easy enough to clear it, obviously. How much ore do you reckon? Dun, dun, dun. 2.1k platinum. And 354 uranium. It's definitely a lot more than what we were doing previously. Would be great if it was more. I will end the run though. And oh, let's see how many resources it used. Oh, definitely the most optimal mining. Is there any way for us to see? This is a big thing. If I could make them just use this method on uranium, it'd be so much better off. Oh. So we can literally only do one more run like that with enough souffles. There has to be something I'm not thinking of. Let me mull over this for a little bit. Okay, so I've cleared a slot, and I think this is what I've come up with. We're going to make a 2-combo team. So for instance, we'll do one run with ore, and then we're going to make a resource gathering team. A team strictly suited to just finding as many resources as possible. I think the best one to go for is... I know you can like guarantee sulfur always drops. Don't know if we can eat sulfur though. Where exactly is it? Copper? No, it'll be down here somewhere. But yeah, damn it. Because at whatever the item, I think it's like 90 exact item find, you only get sulfur. So that would be one way. Essentially, we want the least amount of item find, because that way we get common and uncommon resources. And just not even, we don't even need a lot of slots. We just need frying pans. We need everyone to hit with frying pans. So it'd be a similar sort of setup. As long as we don't give anyone phantasmal claw, we'll be fine. I've just looked over though. I've mulled over this for so long. I think I'm going to call this one here. We'll end off with depleting our resources, and then we'll try and just build it back, I guess. So we'll do from, I don't know, like 200,000 this time. I also want to kind of figure out where I can run the comp from. Auto battles on, mine shafts. If we do, say 20,000, it should definitely eat up all the resources. And then we'll call this one. I'll figure out the comp for maximum resources, and then we'll start from there in the next one. Ooh, how do we do? I do like the gold, so definitely starting later we'll get more gold. Yeah, I'll do resources and gold farm. 408, still decent. 2k, kind of sad that it's not double. We definitely ran, well, it's because we ran out of resources. That'll be the big thing. So we look at our pitiful chef. We can't cook a single meal. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.